I read the book Where Fear Rules, and some of my main takeaways from the book was that I'm not alone. I grew up feeling guilty for feeling the way that I was feeling, filled with fear as a Christian. And I think reading the book helped me to realise that it's a universal thing and that everyone feels fear in some degree. And so that definitely helped me feel a lot less alone in what I was feeling. And I also learnt that God is bigger than the fear that I'm feeling, and what I've dealt with and experienced is rooted in fear, and God is bigger than that. And that's taken me a long time to learn, but I learned it.
So I've just read the book Where Fear Rules, and probably what stuck out for me the most, or my main takeaway from that, was there's a part in there where it speaks about fear and its companions and fear and its friends, and it was naming other parts of fear like shame and guilt and anger. And I always I like to view myself, my own self-view was that I was quite bold and fearless, but I suppose it was revealed to me that actually I have had moments of fear. They just looked a bit different. Yeah.
I remember when I was really little at dance as a young kid, looking at people dancing in the mirror and judging myself against them, thinking, you know, why aren't I as good as them? And it built a fear, and my dad leaving built a lot of fears in my life, and I didn't realise that because I pushed them away. And from reading the book and from understanding more about where my fears come from, I've learnt to take them as they are and give them back to God and fight them more with truth instead of pushing them under the rug.
Well, something interesting that I got from that was that when you are in a place of fear, you can't always know how to get out, or how to perceive where the out is, or even really acknowledge how big or how small it is. And of course, if you have a teenage daughter, or if you've got other friends or something like that that are going through something that you think is not a big deal, when they're in that place of fear, it's massive.
I started a new job last year, and the first 3 to 6 months of that job was really hard fear-wise. I was really, really anxious a lot of the time. But going back to reading the book and taking those small things from the book that sank in at the time helped me, and I've been working there for almost a year now, and it's great. So I think in lots of ways it's helped me. It's helped me realise the relationships I have with the people around me, and I can see fears in them, and I can help them a lot more, but I can also be more empathetic and more forgiving towards them as well.
I suppose from that I would look at my life a bit differently now, and that it helps me to have a better self-awareness. I can look it in the face honestly. I can take it to God and say, I see these things. God, be with me on this journey. And whereas when you are in fear, you tend to hide. Everyone might express it a bit different, but you either ignore it or cover it or hide from it. This way we get to go, okay, there you are. I know where you are. Let's do something about it.
When I'm struggling with fear, I tend to pray. I tend to try and sit back as much as I can and figure out where it's coming from, instead of just dealing with the symptoms of fear, actually dealing with the root of what's causing me to feel the way that I'm feeling. Because I did that for such a long time. I just, it'll be fine tomorrow, and left it. But actually taking that feeling and dealing with it in prayer and in truth, reading truth to myself and finding the truth in what I'm thinking, has definitely helped.
I would recommend this book to people. I found it was an easy read. It was honest, and it was filled with scripture. It was a great read.
I think this book has definitely helped me in a lot of ways, and one of the main ways when I was thinking about this book is that it's given me a sense of hope and purpose in my life again, which I haven't had in a really long time. So it's definitely helped me feel that again, which has been amazing. I really recommend this book because it's made such a positive impact in my life, and I've seen it make positive impacts in the lives of people around me as well. And I think it's got such universal messages that anyone can take so much away from what's in the book that I think anyone and everyone would benefit from reading it.